evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome, welcome. It's so good to see people. Yes. So we want to welcome the class of 2021 to your long-awaited graduation from Leadership Ulster. This has been a 9-month program that the students have done, and it's a good bit of work, and they couldn't believe we were to the end, but here we are. So challenge and creativity are hallmarks of leadership and have certainly been put to the test during this past year and a half. Who would have thought that Leadership Ulster could go totally virtual? But we did. Leadership Ulster kicked off in September 2020 with a live, socially distanced afternoon retreat at the venue at the Best Western Plus. Then we moved full steam into bi-weekly virtual sessions with many of Ulster County's amazing leaders. Even the class projects, the Youth Leadership and Career Development Program, and the fundraising project were organized and carried out virtually. We all learned, changed, pivoted, and reconsidered this past year and a half. Journeying through with the class of 2021 has been both a privilege and an honor. This class really rose to the occasion, made the best of it, and found ways to welcome, to communicate, to engage, and to include, all key actions for leaders. We are here tonight to recognize our class of 2021 graduates for their persistence in seeing the program through and for completing the requirements of Leadership Ulster. Joining us is Tara Dickett of M&T Bank, our premier sponsor and member of the board of directors and the Chamber Foundation. I just want to thank Tara for being here and for M&T being a sponsor for, I think, 2 decades now, a long, long time, making this We'd also like to acknowledge the generous support from the people and businesses in our community who believe Leadership Ulster is essential to the future viability and well-being of our region. These supporters did not hesitate to support the program, even in strained economic times, and the Foundation board members and I are very grateful to you. Their company logos are displayed in the show we have running on the screen. Please remember them in the coming months as you seek services and products. They were here for us. Each year, the Foundation awards full and partial scholarships for attendance in Leadership Ulster, and because of the donations to the scholarship fund in memory of Len Kane, who was the original founder of Leadership Ulster, these scholarships annually provide for at least 2 nonprofit organizations in Ulster County to send their leaders to the program too, something that would be impossible on a nonprofit budget. Thank you to those supporters who annually contribute to the scholarship fund. If you'd like to donate, here comes the pitch, please contact me at the Chamber office, or you can fill out one of the handy little donation forms on your table there. Any amount is welcome, and our scholarship fund does need your support for next year's class. All right, class project. 6 years ago, we introduced a class project requirement for Leadership Ulster. For the last 4 years, Leadership Ulster classes have partnered with the Foundation and area high schools to design and manage the Youth Leadership and Career Development Program and to raise funds for either the scholarship fund or an Ulster County nonprofit organization's work. This year, the class chose a nonprofit organization, and I'd like to ask our class president, Brietta Geary, and the chair of the fundraising project, Alyssa Miller, to come on up and give us just a couple of highlights of the programs that they did.
When I first volunteered as tribute to be leader of the Leadership Ulster group, I did go in thinking it was going to be hard, but I was curious and wanted to take full advantage of learning what it was to be a leader. This role was harder than I thought, and COVID, of course, added a little razzle-dazzle to everything. So This role ended up being harder, but in the end, I know that it made me and my classmates stronger leaders for our community. I have learned so much about myself, my community, and people in general that I can't help but notice the growth of my peers and myself throughout this program. So now let me explain to you what we did. As team leader, I had the pleasure of leading 19 supportive, compassionate, and creative people from my community. And with this team of adaptable, motivated leaders, I started to ask them which they were more passionate about, fundraising or educating. From there, I split the class based on their answers into the fundraising side of the group and the youth leadership program side of the group. I took over the youth leadership side with 6 other leaders from our group, and Alyssa did an amazing job doing the fundraiser part, which she will speak to you about in just a moment. So for the youth leadership program, we had 13 students, mostly from Socrates, 1 from Kingston, and we taught them the 7 Habits of a Highly Effective Teenager, written by Sean Covey. We did a lot of the lessons, all the lessons through Zoom, which started off kind of rocky, but once we all kind of got more comfortable and confident in talking in a video conference environment, these young people really started to inspire and impress me and the other leaders. We held class discussions on the habit and did chapter activities that were engaging and beneficial to the students' personal and professional lives. We taught on a weekly basis with colorful, animated, and interactive PowerPoints, and were able to use break room and other Zoom abilities to make more fun and different and interesting. We unfortunately were unable to do the tours this year, but the students still put in full effort. The book taught the students the importance of having good habits and why everyone should have a personal mission statement to fall back on in case you ever come at a crossroads in life. So for our group project that we had the students do, we had them do the first half, which was picking their favorite habit from the book, and then we had them video record themselves talking about their mission statements, which we then turned into a video to give all of the kids as a memento and a reminder to stay true to their mission statements. We ended the program with a little picnic ceremony in the park where we showed them the videos, we gave them certificates of completion and little gifts as well. And from there, that's what we did with the Youth Leadership Program this year for 2021. I'm going to... And now I'm going to turn it over to my co-leader, Alyssa Miller, to share with you what happened during the fundraising side.
Hi, my name is Alyssa. I cannot believe this program is done already. It's been 10 crazy months. It felt like it was 2 years. The training and knowledge that we received to be great leaders and is something I'm really proud of receiving, especially through such a time. The past year and a half, we have all seen or even faced the hardships of the pandemic that the pandemic can create. With unemployment rates being at an all-time high, money hardships being in banking, I've definitely seen a lot of that. And people who are going without food or even hygiene products. This means like shower items, feminine hygiene, first aid supplies. The class of 2021 did something unique to us. We did hold a personal items drive. Ulster Savings Bank, Bank of Greene County, and Run Out Savings Bank all allowed us to have bins in their branch lobbies, which totaled 22 locations, 22 bins, at which we collected over 1,200 items and over $1,200 from Hudson Valley Credit Union and Ulster Savings Bank. So I just wanted to say thank you to Hudson Valley Credit Union, Bank of Greene County, Ulster Savings Bank, and Run Out Savings Bank. I also want to thank the following for doing such a great job of putting everything together on the fundraising side, which is Phyllis Tabler, Carissa Finch, I did notice some of you got married or changed your last name, Sarah Ronfeld, Brianna Keary, Jean Peters, Amanda Grant, Vicki Amato, Kaylee Borneman, Vanessa Shea, and Megan Bianco. Thank you.
Thanks to both of you very much. Yeah, with each class, we usually have two or three promotions and 2 or 3 name changes. Happens every year, so good to have you. You gals did a great job, and I just want to thank you. Your commitment and your persistence and your leadership made a big difference for this class. and we communicated all electronically through the whole thing. It was quite something. And to the other class members who participated, thank you so much. So let me tell you a little bit about the Leadership Ulster Hall of Fame. In 2020, we recognized several alumni for their commitment to the Ulster County community, and I know a lot of you have been here when we've done those honors before. But of course, the pandemic reared its ugly head and interrupted again, and it diminished our ability to recognize their work at the celebration that we held in November. One of those Hall of Fame inductees, Crystal Jacob, is here tonight, and we would just like to acknowledge and recognize her achievements. Thank you for So we're going to again include our Hall of Fame in the Ulster Leadership Celebration in 2022, unless something else happens, right? So we'll plan on it. All right, so now it's time for our graduation. Tara, my partner, Tara Dickett, my partner in making Leadership Ulster such a positive force in our region, is joining me, and we're pleased to acknowledge the completion of the Ulster Leadership Development Institute class of 2021, our 29th graduating class. Your statement about your experience in the Leadership Ulster program, and then Tara is going to give you your certificate and your Alumni Association pin. Okay? So here we go. So first up, Vicki Amato. Vicki, come on up.
Hello, everybody. Well, first and foremost, I want to thank the Ulster County Chamber of Commerce and the entire Chamber board and staff. Thank you for creating a program that has allowed me to develop my leadership skills beyond my career. My employer, Ulster Savings Bank, for giving me the opportunity to participate in this wonderful program. And I want to thank my manager and friend, Tony Trosha, who has unknowingly been a mentor for me this whole time. I will never stop being grateful for your encouragement and your leadership. Mary Rose Verholic, sorry if I messed that up. Thank you for believing in my ability to lead and guiding me throughout my career with Ulster Savings. Ingrid, thank you for being our fearless leader and encouraging us to think outside the box. You really are everything one could hope for to find an extraordinary mentor. Thank you to all of our guests and speakers who took the time to enrich us with their knowledge. As an immigrant, I can't do anything without thanking my parents for watching the live stream. One, because I hear from them when I get home, because I wouldn't be where I am without their support. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Vicki. That's a hard act to follow. All right, next up, Megan Bianco. Megan?
Good evening. Hi, everyone. If there's one thing I've learned, that the path to leadership is not often a straight line. 8 months ago, I began this program with a new employer, in a new industry, in healthcare, in the middle of a pandemic. I must pause and say that the experience I gained while under the leadership of Steve Kelly was steadfast and exemplary of all that this course has taught us. He often imparted pearls, Steve's thoughts, his advice, ideas, his pearls of wisdom. These will stick with me, as well as many lessons learned throughout the incredible speakers we had the privilege of hearing from in Ulster Leadership. Actually, our last speaker, Paul O'Neill, left a lasting impression. To follow the path that speaks to you, and that you should do a job that you love. After 8 months of healthcare, I am back in corporate real estate, construction, with a sounder footing, a stronger belief in what I am capable of accomplishing, and with that, what I wanted most from this program, a connection to this amazing community. Thank you, Ingrid, Ward, the entire board of the Chamber of Commerce for hosting this program and giving us all this opportunity. To all the speakers, thank you for your time and your pearls that you shared with us. This was a gift, an honor, and thank you for including me in this program.
Right, next up, Kaylee Borneman.
Hello, everyone. I want to thank the Bank of Greene County for giving me this opportunity to attend Ulster Leadership. I have learned great things in this class. I look forward to using them in my personal and professional life. A few things that I enjoyed are listening to each speaker's amazing journeys and experiences as leaders, learning about myself as an individual, learning different ways to be a leader and dealing with difficult situations. Thank you again, everyone.
And next we have Tasika Di Rosalia.
Thank you, Ingrid. So first off, I want to thank, obviously, the Chamber and Ingrid for putting this great program together. We really did have some amazing speakers. And a big thank you to everyone else in this class who worked with us. It was definitely a team effort doing things online. I think that my biggest learning experience and takeaway was in teaching teenagers. Even though I've raised some, it's very different trying to talk to other people's teenagers and get them to interact with you. So that was interesting and fun, but I think that we really managed to pull it off. I want to thank, like I said, the Ward Todd and everybody here at the Chamber, all of the speakers. I feel like each of them brought something different, but a lot to connect the community and to show really the amazing things that the Chamber has done for the community. I'll give a shout out to Jess Davis because your Ulster Eateries really showed me that during the pandemic. You guys putting that together, I think single-handedly were responsible for keeping a lot of businesses open that might otherwise have shuttered. And that really goes to show what the power of the Chamber and what the power of community interaction and team engagement can be. My husband, who carried the storm at home while I was busy doing this stuff, so thank you, John. And of course, Rupco. I've been there for almost 6 years now, and it's the first time I've really gotten to work in my community and get to work for a nonprofit where I'm engaged and able to give back to the community. It's not necessarily the intention I had when I went there, but it has helped me develop and grow so much, both as a leader and I think as a person and as a community member. So I'm excited for what the future holds, and I thank you all.
All right, next up is Carissa Finch.
I would like to start out by thanking my sponsor, Ulster Savings Bank. I would more specifically like to thank Mary Rose Raholic, who has been a mentor of mine and a supporter of mine throughout my career. And honestly, as I look in this room, I see a bunch of my colleagues from Ulster Savings Bank who have supported me to this day. And I had to stop and think, what a better way for a room full of leaders and have a great example such as Ingrid. Not even the pandemic could stop her from putting together the classes with some of these wonderful speakers that we had the opportunity to meet. So with that, I thank you, Ingrid. I thank you, Ulster Savings Bank family, and I thank everyone, all my classmates.
All right, Amanda Grant. Where's Amanda? It's so great to see everybody.
thanking Ingrid for teaching us all how to Zoom. And going through all of the internet spasms that we've all had and still supporting us, so thank you. Ulster Leadership has taught me many important tools towards my growth within Hudson Valley Credit Union. I have learned to actively respond to conflict with effective communication, collaboration, and most importantly, compromise. I have learned that it's okay to show imperfections and know how to be confident in the correction of actions. Learn from failures, move on, and grow. Since I began Ulster Leadership, I gained the knowledge and confidence to apply, interview, and accept a well-desired management position with HVCU. I know. So thank you, Hudson Valley Credit Union, for choosing me to participate in this class. And to my ULTI teammates, I wish you all the best and congratulations on your graduation.
You know, it doesn't help that the class only saw each other at the opening retreat for 5 hours. So they're doing a great job. And, you know, the mark of any leader, they say, is, you know, to know what you don't know. You guys just should have seen me try to learn Zoom. So I can show that. Oh, that was a funny experience. And you can tell the difference between age and youth, because most of them are coming up with their phones. I got paper. All right, next up is Shane Hennenberger. Shane.
Paper, yeah. And thank you all, for joining us here tonight. I would not have thought this would have been possible just a few months ago. Lots and lots of thanks to give on this paper, so go fill your drinks up now. Hey, first and foremost, I'd like to thank, obviously, Ulster County Chamber and Ingrid for putting this entire program together. Ingrid's an amazing person, and she is someone that we all can learn from, we all have learned from, and her dedication to the program and the leaders is truly a gift. Second, to all of our speakers and presenters we had, thank you all for your time, your stories, your guidance, your words of wisdom, the list goes on. Each one of you brought something unique to the table, and I took something away from all of you. Our community is lucky to have all of you as a part of it. Of course, I'd like to thank my employer, M&T Bank, for sponsoring me and allowing me the time needed to participate in this program. It is truly an honor to work for a bank that cares so much about the local community and about the growth of its employees. Last, but certainly not least, I have to shout out all my fellow leaders from the class tonight and the effort that we all put into this program over the past 9-10 months. Just a short time ago, we were doing our team building activities in Kingston, socially distanced with masks, and now here we are. It was great getting to virtually know you all, and I'm glad we get to celebrate this success tonight. I would also like to highlight Brianna's leadership, especially during our class project with the students. There were some challenges throughout the entire program, but Brianna always kept a cool demeanor and kept us focused, so thank you, Brianna. One takeaway, besides how inspirational all of the speakers were and how lucky we were to hear from them, it would be just one word: commitment. The commitment of Ingrid and my fellow leaders to be in our Zoom sessions every Wednesday, the commitment of our speakers and guests. There was a lot that happened over these last 10 to 9 months, and we would have totally understood if we had to cancel a session or a speaker couldn't make it or something came up on Ingrid's side, and that never happened. I mean, we didn't miss a beat. So that would be my takeaway as a leader: commitment. Whether I'm doing a 5-minute one-on-one with an employee or an all-day community event, I will honor that commitment and do it to the best of my ability. Thank you all. It was a great honor to get to know you, to get to hear you speak, and to go through the program together. Cheers.
I gotta say, I'm getting a lot of credit here, but this lady over here is my partner in crime. We, behind the scenes. Yes, and she's just super. Tara, thank you. Brianna Kieran, next, class president.
Ulster Leadership Development Institute. This program has given me so much these past 9 months, and I'm an over-emotional Pisces, so just bear with me while I try not to choke up these thank yous. I'm going to start from the beginning, and this journey began with my branch manager, Deborah Ben, and my branch manager, Mary Matthews, when they both came to me with Ulster Savings' first certified banking professional program opportunity, which led me here. Their support and faith in me had helped me become more confident in myself as a leader, and so I thank you, Deb, and I thank you, Mary, for that support. All right. I want to thank Ulster Savings Bank and their entire administration team for coming up with their program that incorporated Leadership Ulster as part of it, and specifically to Crystal Jacobs, the instructor, who has been a mentor and great role model for what a leader should be. Of course, a thank you to the lovely Ulster County Chamber of Commerce for coming up and incorporating this program and having it available to all of us. And this program has been so educational and inspiring that I now have a deeper love for my community and the people in it. So thank you for that. And thank you to Ingrid Kulik for being an amazing advisor throughout my role as a leader and the entire UDLI experience. I want to thank all the speakers for taking their time to share their wisdom and insight with me and the entire UDLI class of 2021. And I want to thank, of course, my class for pulling together an amazing fundraiser and doing a great youth program despite the challenges we all faced. I truly couldn't have done it without any of you, so thank you. I'd like to thank my support group at home, my wonderful boyfriend Ethan, for helping me out with those stressed out nights. And I want to thank everyone that came out tonight again for your support and for just coming out and being here with us. So thank you.
Alyssa Miller.
All right, I did bring out my phone on paper. My name is Alyssa. I am here graduating from the Leadership Ulster program with coworkers and people I'm meeting for the second time today. But they quickly actually turned into friends over the past 10 months. We have all had the experience to meet and ask CEOs, managers, political figures, which were all leaders in our very own Hudson Valley, very challenging questions to become leaders ourselves. I would like to extend a thank you to Ulster Savings Bank, most of all Mary, Rose, and Crystal, for telling me about this program. They believed in all 8 of us, I believe, are here from Ulster Savings, who work for Ulster Savings to make a difference, whether it be within or outside of the workplace. I would like to also thank my managers Rocco, Melissa, and Christina for believing in me, knowing I want to make a difference wherever I go. Also, thank you for making room in the schedule for me to attend those Zoom meetings. I would like to, my last thank you is to Ingrid and Tara. They both worked diligently to learn how to use Zoom, get the presenters to speak by Zoom, which could also be challenging, and by answering probably 1,000, if not 10,000 questions from the fundraising side. So I want to say thank you again to everybody.
Next we have Rob Macarato.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming out. So I'd like to start, of course, by thanking Ingrid and the rest of the Chamber for putting on this amazing program. I would like to thank my employer, Ulster Savings Bank, especially Crystal, for putting together the certified program that enables me to take this opportunity, and for my supervisor, Jerry Sasso, who recommended me for it. Also, a shout out to all the amazing Ulster Savings staff that I've worked with throughout my time here at various different branches, including Deb, Mary, Jean, and a special shout out to Carissa Finch, who became branch manager during all this as well, and she has shown me what it means to be a great leader, and as a part of this program, she's been doing it with me this whole time, so special shout out there. And also to my family at home, who's probably not watching me, but especially my mom for always believing in everything I do. So, thank you.
All right, next is Mayor Pendias.
I want to talk about role models and what I learned. I learned from the YMCA, which is where I work, that it's important to develop employees. I learned from Heidi Kirshner what a great leader looks like, and from Heidi and some of the speakers that leading is something you do from beside a person, not in front of them. I've learned from Ingrid that warmth is one of the most valuable things you could possibly give. By the way, the reason nobody's thanking Tara is because she wasn't on most of the Zooms with us, so we sort of forgot about her. I assumed that was because she was doing this huge amount of work off Zoom. I want to talk about Brianna Curie, our fearless leader, our class president, who was a fabulous role model because I don't think I ever had a conversation with her or read an email from her that didn't say thank you at least once. And so I have learned that when somebody says, how are you, you're supposed to say fine, thank you, instead of just fine. It's a nice lesson. And I want to thank all of the speakers. I want to thank my husband who somehow managed to let me get through all of this without pulling his hair or my hair out. And I also learned that as a dominant, which is something we learned from one of our speakers, we were all classified dominant or what were the other ones? The disc profile, but what were the other ones?
Dominant, passive.
Come on, all of you were something. Shall I just make it up? Okay, so dominant, integral, superior, and considerate. Thank you. There we go. All right, there we go. What I learned as a dominant, maybe it should have been indomitable. Anyway, what I've learned is that it's important to chat with people and be cordial to people and be friendly to people. And it's instead of just like walking into their office, telling them what you need, and getting out of their hair, which is what I've always done because I just thought people didn't need me in their hair. So I learned all of these things from all of you and more. And thank you all very much.
Next we have Jean Peters.
I'd like to take this time to thank the Chamber and Ulster Savings Bank for this opportunity. I really enjoyed taking part in this class. I have been able to use many of the tools you have given us throughout my workday. It has helped me gain confidence not only in my career, but also in my personal life. I would also like to offer a sincere thank you to my branch manager, Deborah Bosch, and my supervisor, Wanda Baswell, for your mentorship. Thank you very much.
And Heather Powell.
opportunity to be a part of this program, Adams and Brianna. You have been the glue that held us together throughout the program. We couldn't have done it without you. You made everything seamless, and it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure getting to know all of you. I think we needed this the most when the world was turned upside down. This program helped us to refocus, to find our direction again. I think it made us more self-aware, and it taught us how to deal with our coworkers, our team members, and I am so grateful to all the speakers that gave us their knowledge during this program. Thank you.
Vanessa Shea.
First point out that we did have a session in public speaking, so I think we're all doing a pretty good job. I want to start by thanking Ingrid and Tara and the Chamber for organizing and facilitating an incredible program during a very challenging year. I also want to thank M&T Bank for their support of the program, and a special thank you to my sponsors at SUNY Ulster. Thank you to President Roberts and Chief of Staff Jen Zell for their support throughout the entire program. I moved to the Hudson Valley 3 months before the pandemic, so as you can imagine, it was a unique transition to a new community. Given the nature of the past year, one would expect, or one would not expect, to make connections and become so involved in a community. But because of this program, I was able to do just that. I'm grateful to have met, albeit virtually, so many leaders and influential individuals in our community, and as well as to have learned so much about our local organizations, our businesses, and opportunities. As we come out of a very difficult year, I can say that I have never felt as connected to a community as I do to Ulster County. And I am eager to use the new leadership skills and tools that I have acquired from this program to become more involved and positively impact our community. Thank you.
Sierra Stitt.
First and foremost, I'd like to take this time to thank Ulster Savings Bank for giving me this opportunity and sponsoring me to complete this program. And more specifically, my manager, Melissa Carlisle, for seeing something in me and encouraging me and supporting me for furthering my education and figuring out who I am as a person. Over the past 9 months of this program, I've learned a lot of valuable life lessons and given the opportunities to make connections with the leaders of Ulster County, though it be virtually. And they will all be everlasting, and I am eternally grateful. Thank you.
You know what I just realized? Everybody on Zoom is the same height. I'm really enjoying this. Sarah Zabel. Sarah.
I'm an accountant, so I don't get to do a whole lot of public speaking, so I'll try to keep it short and sweet. I wanted to thank my manager, Charles Cullen, for recommending me for this program, and I also wanted to thank Rondout Savings Bank for sponsoring me to complete this program. I wanted to thank Ingrid and the Chamber and all the wonderful community leaders who spoke to our group. I learned a lot of great leadership techniques and regarding communication and especially crisis management, having gone through all of this during COVID. I'm excited to take the lessons that I learned from UDLI and implement them to make me a better manager and leader in my organization. Thanks.
Amy Summers. It's been a wonderful class. Wonderful, wonderful experience.
Amy Summers, Program Director for Raising Hope and a member of the 2021 Oldie Leadership class. I joined Oldie in part for the networking connections, but what I gained was so much more. I met women and men who are emerging leaders in their field and who care about leading with courage and integrity. And I met graduates of Oldie in Leadership Lens with whom I was able to share meaningful conversations about leadership ideas. And the speakers whom Ingrid found to encourage and inspire us were fantastic. We also were able to work with and help teenagers to begin to think and behave like leaders, which was heartwarming and inspiring. And I'd also like to thank all of the donors who make the Leadership Ulster Scholarship in memory of Len Kane possible. And thank you to my Oldie classmates for being such wonderful teammates in this process. And I want to give a little shout out to United Way and to my coworker, Sue Marcy, who's here in support. And a little shout out to my son, Laszlo, and my partner, Deborah. I love you. Thank you.
And last member of our class, Phyllis Tadler.
I know was saving the best for last, or last but not least, but here I am. I've heard about this program for so many years working through Ulster Savings Bank, and heard so many wonderful things about it, mostly from you, Jess, and I never really thought I'd have the opportunity to be a part of it. So I would like to thank Ulster Savings Bank, Bill, Mary Rose, Jerry, and especially Jerry, or Crystal, I'm sorry, for making this program and making us a part of it. I've learned a lot, I've met some great people, and I hope that this just brings me forward in my career and in my personal life. Thank you, guys.
So Pete Carr, I'd like to introduce Pete Carr, our chair of the board. Pete, come on up.
So my name is Pete Carr, I'm the chair of the foundation board, and Ingrid asked me if I would come up and say a few things, and I said, I don't like public speaking. But it would be a shame if I didn't come up and thank Ingrid for everything she's done for this class, the class of 2021, the classes prior. I don't know how we got her and keep her in the position that she's in. She has done more for our community, the Hudson Valley, not just Ulster County. And I have a confession to make. You ready? So Ingrid and I met almost 20 years ago. I was 4. I was 28 years old, and I don't know how I was elected as the chair of the board of the Mid-Hudson Civic Center. And Ingrid came in to talk to us about strategic planning. She was hired to come in and help us with a plan. And I was a sponge. I really was. I was a sponge. And 8 or 9 years ago, when she came to me to talk to me about becoming involved with this board, she doesn't know this, but I didn't get on this board 8, 9 years ago to learn about what this organization really did. I said yes because I wanted to learn from you. I can't remember who said it earlier tonight that Ingrid taught us all how to Zoom. Well, it's true. I feel like I should be writing down notes, I feel like I should be doing things. But I have learned so much from you over the last so many years that you need to know what a tremendous asset you are to the Hudson Valley. So thank you.
I need a bigger napkin.
And to top it all off, and for everything you've done, Ingrid, you have been such a role model to all of us.
This isn't about me tonight. This is about the graduates. And to thank you, Pete. You know, it's my honor to work with this chamber. Years ago, I would watch this chamber. I would come as just a member, first in my early part of the career, and then when I went into my own business, and I'd sit there and I'd think, boy, if there's any place I'd ever really like to work, would be the Ulster Chamber of Commerce. And here I am. You know, just when you have a vision, go for it. It's the right way. You know? So I love the work that we do at the foundation. We work to bring leaders forward, to help people see that there's leadership inside them. Because there is. Every one of us has a purpose. Every one of us has a way of contributing to our communities. And to work with this foundation board, the chamber staff, Ward and Jess and Carol and such, and Allison couldn't be here tonight, but and Val. This is just a great group and really cares about the Ulster County community. I live in Dutchess County, but if my husband and I hadn't built our house there, we'd be living in Ulster County. We really like Ulster. But I just want to thank the class, too, for all their commitment and bearing with everything that we had to go through this year. You know, some of the class members were really stretched at their jobs. You know, loss of staff, cutbacks, changes, but they made a commitment to come to the sessions and to participate and to ask the speakers questions. And they kind of showed me how to use chat effectively, you know, in Zoom, so thank you. But, you know, it really does take a whole community to support the development of confident and wise leaders. And we're so grateful to the community for the support that you all give to the Ulster Leadership Development Institute. You're all here tonight. This is one of the first outings for a lot of us, and I really appreciate that you came and showed your support. It means a lot. We're so honored as a foundation, too, that so many companies consistently place their emerging leaders into the program. We could have a program and nobody in it, and you folks obviously are seeing that there's value and that you want your people to go through this, so I'm very appreciative of that. And many of our sponsors of the students also serve as speakers in the program too. So in addition to M&T being a great sponsor and giving us Tara to work with me, the sponsors, many of them even allow their people to come on the program and do a presentation or participate in a panel. So very, very much appreciated. So with that, applications are now being accepted for the class of 2022. And our deadline is August 1st, and the application can be found on the Chamber Foundation's website. That's ulsterchamberfoundation.org. So as we all move forward personally and professionally, we've got stories to tell and experiences to share with those around us. Leadership and mentorship opportunities give us those special moments to help another person along life's journey, and that's the real blessing. That is the real blessing when you get to do that. So thank you to Tara Dickett and M&T Bank for your participation and continued commitment. Tara's advancement at M&T Bank has put her in various locations throughout the Hudson Valley now, which is why sometimes she couldn't be in the Zoom. She was traveling, or she was down in someplace else, or over in another county, but she has stuck it out. I keep saying to her supervisors, I want to stay with the program, so thank you, Tara, for that commitment. And thanks to our speakers who give of themselves. They give both personally and professionally through their insights, their stories, sharing their perspective on leadership and their own journeys as they have served their communities. Each speaker brings a perspective that is unique to themselves, filled with life's lessons and insights. They share knowledge of their field and industry, but even more important, they share reflections of their journeys, the successes, the surprises, the opportunities, and more often the stumbles. It's so important that we share such with those that are coming after us to lead our communities and businesses. From all of us, a big thank you to our guest speakers for always giving of themselves. So congratulations, graduates. You did it all in one of the most challenging years that we've experienced. And I want to say thank you and persevere in your leadership journey. For all the graduates, we'd love to get a nice photo of you with your certificates up here, so come on up. Good night, everyone, and thank you for coming.